This is to tell you about the history of the Basin wrench. Now, some of you will probably remember I did a history of pipe cutters a few months ago, and this is a follow-up to that. The Basin wrench, as this one here, was designed by my grandfather, and as you can see from the drawing, it's dated 1929, although the shape has changed a little bit when you compare the shape of this one with the modern shape of that one. You can see that it's been beefed up because I guess that there was trouble with this when it used to break. Now, these wrenches are made of malleable iron, and that makes it sort of flexible, so that rather than being made of cast iron, which is brittle, these jaws can be opened and closed using a hammer or suitable instrument to make the ends of the spanner fit the nuts that you want to do and undo. That clearly became more and more difficult to use because of the positions of nuts underneath, particularly wash basins, and then of course kitchen sinks and stuff like that, and baths. So there was clearly a demand for a wrench that would deal with the problems underneath these really quite inaccessible places. Now, there was one of this type on the market, but without this joint here, in other words, straight up, but it wasn't very flexible. So my father, in the late 50s and early 60s, decided that he would improve upon the straight one and make one with this rather neat joint. And this example I have here is one from, I think, probably the 1960s. And to tell you a bit about this, I will show you how we did it. The jaws, we call these things jaws, were drop forgings. And this is an example of the drop forgings. And then we had to machine these so that the sides were straight. And then we drilled a hole in there, and then we cut teeth. Now, this milling cutter here was used for cutting the teeth, and you can see there how that works. Then the head, this portion here, was made of another drop forging, which, as you can see, came in rather plain and no holes in it, so we had to face it off and make these two parts square with each other, and then drill a hole in here and counterbore it for the screw to hold it, and then drill a hole in here and reamer it for the pin. The pin is going through the jaw. There's the pin with a ball bearing in it with a spring behind it. And we had to cut teeth in the head, and this cutter here was used for cutting half the teeth there, and then you swing this over and cut the other half of the teeth on a milling machine. All of it had to be heat treated. This was heat treated. Originally we heat treated these handles, and the jaws are heat treated. And then we also designed another jaw for up to 2-inch across flats. Relatively recently, however, we decided that this handle was not really the way to make it. So we changed the design so that instead of the head fitting in a slot, it actually fitted over the outside of the handle. This handle is made on a mill turning machine so that there is no second operation at all. All these holes and the hexagon and the two flats are made on a machine tool, which is what we call one-hit machining. The heads are a casting, and in the casting there is the pin, So we have to drill a hole in the pin and then heat treat it and then fit the ball and the spring. And then the jaws are now castings, but what we do, we still mill the teeth in there. And one of the features of these jaws is that they have very sharp teeth, which grips nuts better than ones which are cast in one go without any sharpness. We've also developed attachments for particularly this wrench so that you can lengthen box spanners which go under for fitting taps, and you can actually fit these box spanners now on the head using an adapter that we sell, so you can lengthen all of these so it comes out about that long. Going back to the original Sheetac Basin wrench, in order to publicise the products in catalogues, what you had to do was to make what they call a woodcut. Now this is a woodcut of this wrench, which is hand carved by a specialist. Of course, we don't do it like that now. And then once that had been done, you made a printing block which went into a printing press, and so you could reproduce this illustration in a catalogue. And this is made of usually pear or apple wood, very highly skilled and beautifully made. My father patented this wrench back in the late 50s, early 60s. When you look around, and as I do, for old tools, and you come across some surprising things. Now, this had a patent on it, and the main claim in the patent was this swiveling or hinged, if you like, head. But then when you look back, you come across things like this. Now this is what they call a tooth puller, if you like, and you put your tooth in there, turn that, and it grips it like anything. We're extracting teeth from animals, whether they use them on humans, I'm not sure, possibly. But then I came across this one, which of course swivels like that on this joint. So there's nothing new. This is probably Victorian, at 1860, say.